Yeah. And you can be your own bank and take and first of all, let me tell you about the business chick. And impact YouTube guys. Yeah, talking to family. I like being broke. It's simple. Don't make it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that this week we will get a breakthrough with some music being played for you to hear properly. And I have an idea it might be breaking up, but bear with us. Once again, it will be sorted. There has been a technical hitch somewhere. But good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your very own certified basics educator. I am Evelyn Graham, the queen of the chart. And it's always an exciting moment when we can be on this platform, our basics live trading analysis call. So I would like to take this moment to welcome each one of you, and we're going to cheer each other on today, Monday, Money Making Monday. So what day is today? Monday, and it's the 20th of March, 2023. I have seen those of you who have gone ahead and dropped it in the chat, so go ahead, drop it in the chat. Let us know what cities you're calling in from, along with those affirmations, and of course, those flags. We need to make sure we're raising those flags. So put those flags in the chat as well. Let us know where you're calling in from.
Man, let you know you know, come on another way that you can pay your bills on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get moving this morning, Monday, the 20th of March. And what I would like you to do now is, if you haven't done so, put it in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from, along with those affirmations. And I'll go ahead and I will acknowledge those who have dropped it in the chat. Good morning, Milwaukee. Welcome, welcome to the call. Great Money Making Monday from Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome, welcome to the call this morning. And I see you, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Welcome, welcome to the call. Minnesota, you're in the house. Welcome, welcome to the call. And Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome, welcome to the call. I see you. And we've got more individuals from Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome, welcome to the call. And I see who else? Chattanooga. Welcome, welcome to the call this morning. Baltimore. Welcome, welcome to the call. And I must apologize, the music hasn't been great. We've been trying to work on it, and for some reason we're a little bit stuck. So we will hold off playing it until we have really sorted it. So once again, welcome to our call this morning, and we are going to be off to a better start, I promise you. So if you have just logged on, go ahead and drop those affirmations in the chat. Once again, we are the Be Your Own Bank movement worldwide. That's who we are. And I have already shared my screen. So you should be able to see what I have on my screen. We are the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And that has not changed. Now, as I share my screen with you, I just want you to take notes of the information that we will be reminding you of this morning. So, for those of us who have not yet been on our webinars, yes, the wealth webinar, I would like you all to ensure that you join our next webinar session. Well, we had one yesterday, and that was at 2:30 p.m., and that was Eastern Standard Time. So if you've missed out, you've not been on one, ensure that you hop on to the next one, which is on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time. I almost said GMT. It's Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you get on board. And of course, it's quite easy, quite simple, because you can be an affiliate. That is quite a simple thing to do. So you can also be an affiliate with us. And as you can see here, sign up with BYOB. There's more for you to be aware of this morning. Our BYOB summits, for those of us who were able to make it to Jacksonville, Florida this weekend, gone, then I would like to say, well done. You have done the right thing because you're going in the right direction. Our summits are designed with you in mind. But it doesn't end there for the month of March. We have another one, and it's this weekend, the 25th of March. That's our next summit, and it's in Cleveland, Ohio, and it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You simply can't afford to miss these events, ladies and gentlemen. How do you register for this upcoming event, which will be in Cleveland, Ohio? To register, you would need to type in your search engine, BYOB Movement Cleveland.eventbrite.com. As I click on reserve your spot, you should be able to see the flyer. So we had 2 last week, we're down to 1. So this event is outstanding. It's this weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's in Cleveland, Ohio. So there is more, once again, that you need to know about. The mobile app. Well, I would assume that most of us already know what this is about, but if you're new, let me help you. We have our very own Be Your Own Movement worldwide app, and you would need to download that app. If you have an iPhone, then it's the Apple Store you would need to go to, and if it's an Android, you would need to go to your Google Play, download the app, because that way you're able to access all the information that you require, and it's also there for your source of success. So ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and download the BYOB mobile app today. And of course, we want you to remember we have our very own shop where you can get your merchandise. We do a cross of many things. So you just need to go onto our website. Once again, this website, you need to know it. That is www.byobmovementworldwide.com. And you will be able to see a lot more than I can give to you this morning. And of course, we mentioned those webinars. So again, we look forward to having you all on board. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to the call. And let me just highlight that this live trading analysis call will not always be available on Zoom. So ladies and gentlemen, we will offer them on social media only for you for a few weeks. So you can understand what we're doing on here, understand the variety that the BYOB is offering. So if you want to obtain the training and resources that BYOB has brought to the table and is offering, then you're going to have to be enrolled into our platform. So I do not want anyone to miss that information. And I hope you have made a note of that if you're new to the call today. Now, you would have heard me mention affirmations. If you're new to the call, I can understand if you don't know what those affirmations are. So let me help you. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades end in profit. I am 777. And yes, once again, you can go ahead and add your own unique flavor to that. Just do not take away from it. Again, that's because these affirmations are powerful and you want to be able to see them manifest in your life, and that way you will be able to walk in it. So let's see, get those affirmations in. You want to see results, then get those affirmations in. Now, there's one more thing before I move on to the news. We have our very own, let's click on that, daily news. So let me click on that. In order to get to that, you would need to type in BYOB Trading Academy, and it's one word to get to this page. You can see it there, BYOBTradingAcademy.com, and you'll be able to get your daily news. So ladies and gentlemen, you cannot afford to miss out on the luxuries that this movement is offering. So as you can see me scrolling down, it says daily signals, but it's actually daily trading ideas. Have a read, go down, have a look. You actually get some ideas of trades by scrolling down here. And you can see Euro USD this morning. It's giving you information that's corrected downwards. GBP USD, it's showing that we had a minor dip on GBP USD, and it gives you updates on the Aussie dollar and the USD as well. So ladies and gentlemen, there is quite a lot of information for you, and I just need you to be able to have that information that you need so you can be successful on this trading journey. So now you have an idea where you go to get your daily news. I'm going to go back to where I was previously. So here we are back on BYOBMovementWorldwide.com. That's our website. And I am going to have to move on by looking at the news. So the news this morning comes to us from 3 news sources, 3 financial news sources. My FX book, clicking on the economic calendar, and the other is FX Street, followed by Forex Factory. Those are the news sources that we look at. What are we looking for? We're looking for those high impact news releases. How do we identify them? We look for those red folders. That's how we identify them. So they come in the form of red folders, and they do have a high impact when they are released. So just a word to the wise, and especially if you're new and you're learning the skill set, ensure you do not take a trade, jump into a trade just before the news release. You wait for the news to happen. So what does a red folder look like? I hope I can see one. That would be helpful. But yes, let me go to Tuesday. That's what the red folder looks like. Okay, it says hi. Now, we do have other folders as well. And this morning we are seeing medium impacts. They too can impact the market, especially if they're speeches. And the low impact, we do not focus on the low impacts. And that's because they don't really move the market as much. So here we are on Monday, the 20th of March, 2023, making sure we are on the right day and date. And we are going to look for anything, any folder that can impact the market. Well, you can see this is the time of the morning. This is where we would be at this point. No red folders. Wow. We are bare of red folders this morning. But what I can say is that later this morning on Eastern Standard Time, around 10 a.m., we have a speech for Euro. And even later on in the morning, we have another speech at noon, again from Euro. So we expect the market to move with speeches. So there are two, and both for Euro, and no red folders. We're bare of red folders on my FX book. So let's check out FX Street. Let's see what FX Street has in store. You see, there are times when one news source may not give us red folders and another one will. Let's prove this. So now we are on FX Street. What are we actually seeing? Now, we are aware of the Euro speech. You can see that my FX book flagged it up as a medium impact. This news source flags it up as a red folder, which tells us it's a high impact news. So we are already seeing why we need to cross-reference and look at more than one news source. What I can say is that I do not see any more red folders on FX Street. So let's move on to Forex Factory. Let's see what that one has in store for us. Needs to be on the right date, of course. Monday, the 20th of March. Okay, so we haven't got any red folders on Forex Factory. So we are bare of red folders on Forex Factory. So now we would have said, yes, we have completed checking the news. Fundamentals move the market, and that is why we check the news first, because we know that fundamentals move the market. It's okay to do as much technical analysis as we would like, but it's the fundamentals that move the market. So now we are able to move along. And again, remember, do not trade until at least around an hour after the news release. Wait for that news to settle, and you will be able to get some direction of where the market is going to move. Okay. So now, for those who have just logged on, please remember to drop it in the chat where you're calling in from, along with those affirmations. And I can see all of you who have just logged on. So welcome to our live trading analysis call this morning. We continue the week with the basics at this time of the morning. We actually focus on using the BYOB cash out strategy. It is a market strategy for those of you who do not know. It's actually price action with a twist. And this is not the only call for today. We also have a call at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. And that call is going to be done by none other than our trade whisperer, Miss Tasha M. Dyer. So I am looking to see you all on that next call. This is where we dig deep into understanding market structure and having a higher level of understanding when it comes on to the market, seeing the bigger picture. So we look forward to seeing you all on the next call. So here we are this morning. We are from different parts of the world. And yes, I know we are going to go onto the charts. We can't wait to get onto the charts, and that's all good. I can't wait to get onto the charts as well. But I just need to remember those who work so hard, tirelessly, to see us come together on one platform from different parts of the world. Of course, it could only be made possible by our mastermind team. So ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and do the noble act. And that is, yes, to be grateful, appreciative, and thankful. Thank you for putting it in the chat. And for those who are new, go ahead and put it in the chat. Because without the mastermind team, without our dream team, none of us would have this privilege. So thank you for putting it in the chat. And I would like to say, on behalf of the movement, we salute the mastermind team. Let me mention Mr. Gerald D. Rogers. He is our visionary. He is our CEO. He is our founder. And Ms. Tasha M. Dyer, our co-founder. I've just called her name. She is our trade whisperer, the phenomenal woman who created the BYOB cash out strategy. And guess what? It is copywritten. So remember that. That's important. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I can truly say we are now going to do our BYOB cash out strategy overview. I am going to now go back to our website because on live feed, we can get our strategy. So we are going to go to our live feed here and we are going to come up with our strategy. So you're able to see market updates, live feed. That is exactly what I want you to be able to see. So let's go, live feed. And we are going to look at an overview for a currency pair. So this says GBP USD. However, I will not be looking at GBP USD. I just wanted you to see how you can find it. And I'm going to change that to a pair that I would like to have a look at as an overview. Now, be mindful, the overview, we are not trading live as yet. For those eager beavers, we're not trading live yet. We're looking at a historical trade. Euro CAD. So that's the one I will be looking at. And again, it's the BYOB cash out strategy in its simplicity. What I would like to mention is we have volume here. I do not need the volume, so I'm going to hide that. You see, I'm clicking on the eye to hide it. And now I'm going to look at the overview. Once again, we only need 3 indicators for the BYOB cash out strategy. And our leading indicator is our stochastic. It's housed right at the bottom of the trading view chart that we're looking at right here. That is our stochastic, where you're seeing the blue line and the red line. Then we look at our candles. And this morning, I will be looking at EuroCAD for a potential sell. So guess what? We need to also recognize that those dots, those are also called PSARs. And they actually represent, it's actually an indicator. So we have 3, our stochastic, our candles, and our PSAR. 3 indicators. And I'm going to be looking for a potential sell on EuroCAD, a trade that has already played out. So to start, we must be on the correct time frame, which is our 15-minute time frame. There it is, our time frame of analysis. 15 minutes time frame of analysis. And secondly, we must see that we have our 3 indicators in alignment on our 15-minute time frame. So we start with our stochastic. We must see the blue line push below the red line pointing downwards. We must see a red candle and it must have a flat top. Let me scroll this a little bit upward for you to see properly. Okay, so there we are. Let me widen it as well. So there we are. Blue line needs to be below the red line pointing downwards. And we look at our candle. It has to be a red candle. If you're new, it must be a red candle. And we must have a flat top red candle. Not just a red candle, but a flat top red candle. So you can see that this previous candle had a little stick at the top or a wick. We do not want any sticks at the top or wicks at the top. It must be a flat top. So that's what I mean by flat top red candle. And we must have that PSAR at the top. They have to be at the top. So for those who are very new, top does it. Okay? Top. So for the stochastic, we like when we start at the top around the 80 marker. Blue line pushing below the red line pointing downwards around this 80 marker. So that's at the top. Flat top red candle, top again, flat top, and PSAR at the top. It is now that I am going to tag it. Okay, so I need to find the tag. Okay, so I think I will go to text to find my arrow this morning. So I'm going to use an arrow markdown for that one. And I'm going to tag it right there. So let's move the arrow right there. And I'm going to change it to yellow. We see yellow better, I think. Okay, so there we are. I've tagged it, and it's time to move to another time frame. Now, bear in mind, it is the same market. Different time frame simply means we're looking at it from a different viewpoint. So I'm going to then move to our 1 hour time frame, which is our time frame of confluence. There I am clicking on it. And once again, you can see I'm on a new time frame, the 1 hour, a bigger time frame to the 15-minute time frame. What are you able to see, ladies and gentlemen? You should be able to see our stochastic, which is always the indicator that we start off with. Blue line pushing below the red line pointing downwards. So we can tick that off. And we are seeing the right color candle. Well, for those who are new, we do not have to have a flat top, red candle, as long as we have a red candle. And that's what we are seeing, a red candle. If we do have a flat top, it's great news. And if we have a PSR at the top, it's still great news, but it's not a must that we have a flat top red candle or a PSR at the top. Now that we have looked at our time frame of confluence, it's time to move to our time frame of entry. So I'm going to move to the 5-minute time frame, which is our time frame of entry. There we are. Once again, we must look at our stochastic because it's our leading indicator. The blue line must be below the red line pointing downwards. And that's what we're seeing. And we must see a red candle. And that's fantastic. We are seeing that. But just a little advice for those who are very new to trading, just learning the skill set, learning the BYOB cash out strategy. We do recommend, if you're very new to trading, that you look for a flat top red candle. And that is because when you are new to trading and you see a flat top on the 5 minutes, it's usually a smoother entry. And it removes that anxiety that you may have when you are starting off learning the skill set. So a flat top red candle would be ideal if you are just learning to trade in this market. So for the others who do not need to see a flat top, all well and good. But for those who are starting off, we would like to see that flat top red candle. So basically, you would have gotten into this trade at this point where you would have seen your stochastic, blue line pointing below the red pointing downwards. Leading indicator would be looking good. You're getting a red candle, preferably with a flat top. For new traders, you would have seen where you would have been able to get in and collect all these pips that you see falling here. You'd have been able to cash out, say thank you to your personal ATM, and drop those 777s in our Telegram community. So again, if you have been able to follow through with the sell opportunity on EuroCAD, that's the pair that we just looked at, then go ahead and drop your 555s in the chat. We're going to be trading live in the market. Put those 555s in the chat if you were able to follow through. And I hope that this morning we are awake, because we are going to have to look to our pace setters to type it in the chat each time we actually need information. And also, before I forget, I think this is our last week in the UK on our time zone that we are on at the moment. The US has already made changes, so we're currently 4 hours ahead of the US. As of next week, we will be back to 5 hours. So do not forget, for those living in Europe, the United Kingdom, remember the clocks move on the 26th. I'm afraid, and we have to get up an hour earlier. So I'm making sure you remember from now. Okay, we are now moving along. Here we are right here on a pair that I will be changing to, and I'm going to change screens as well. So let me quickly move on to a pair that I'm really interested in looking at. Let's find it first, and then I will share my screen. Okay. So let's share screen. So I'll stop share on this screen and I'm going to be sharing another screen. Okay. Here we go. So I need to be on the right one. Oh, wow. Pay setters have already started putting it in the chat. I see you. I see you. You are ready. I'm talking about eager beavers today. We are ready already. Well done. Okay. So this morning, I would like to look at NZD-JPY. I would like to look at NZD-JPY. So, pay setters, are you ready? If you are ready, put it in the chat to say yes. If you are ready, say yes if you are. Okay, 1, 2 yeses. I see you. NZD-JPY. We are ready for this. And we are going to be looking on NZD-JPY for a potential sell. NZD-JPY for a potential sell. Okay, so here we are on a time frame which I believe is not the correct time frame. So which time frame should we be looking at? Which time frame should we be looking at for that potential sell? Is it the 4 hour? Is it the 1 hour? Okay, the 15 minutes time frame. So here I am on the 15 minutes time frame. Ladies and gentlemen, the 15 minutes time frame. There we are on the 15 minutes time frame. What am I supposed to see? I should be seeing 3 indicators in agreement or in alignment. How many am I seeing? Well, to start off with, our stochastic clearly is showing that it's not ready. For a sell, we expect to see the blue line push below the red line pointing downwards. So we know that's not yet ready because that's not what we're seeing. And we need to see a red candle, and non-negotiable is you do not just look for a red candle. It must have a flat top, and the PSR clearly is in the correct position because the PSR needs to be on top. So we can see that our indicators on the 15 minutes time frame is not yet ready. So we know we need to wait on our 15 minutes time frame, but at least we know what that 15 minutes time frame is. Okay, we know what it is. So here we are on the 15-minute time frame. Take me, pay setters, to the next time frame. Drop it in the chat. What time frame is that? Drop it in the chat. And remember, we type it out so we have new people on from time to time. They can follow and take screenshots. So what's our 1 hour time frame? What is it? What do we call that 1 hour time frame? Drop it in the chat. That 1 hour time frame is called our time frame of confluence. Thank you so much. It is our time frame of confluence, and we can say we're looking for 2 indicators to be in agreement or in alignment. Okay, what are we seeing right here? We're seeing that the blue line on the stochastic is pointing up on the 1 hour time frame, which is our time frame of confluence. So we know our 1 hour is not yet ready. And we're also seeing a red candle, which is looking good because it's the right color. We can also see that it has a flat top. And on the new hour, which just went, Yeah, we just had a candle and it's a red candle flat top. And we're seeing that we do not have to have a flat top, but we do have one. And we have also our PSAR at the top, which is quite good. So yeah, we're looking for some momentum or additional confirmation, and we can see that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our analysis does not stop there. We carry on to a bigger time frame and drop it in the chat. What that bigger time frame is, drop it in the chat. Hey, the 4-hour time frame. They all have names, you know. So that 4-hour time frame is, what do we call that time frame? What do we call that time frame? Our time frame of authority, okay? So what we're actually seeing here is we need two indicators once again to be in agreement or in alignment. What we can say is that our blue line is pushing below our red line, pointing downwards, and we are seeing a red candle, and we are seeing a flat top, which we like the idea of. So we're getting a bonus flat top red candle, PSAR at the top. So we're seeing we're getting some momentum to the downside on NZD-JPY, the 4-hour time frame. Now we want to see where we are in the market. Why are we looking for a sell this morning on NZD-JPY? So let's draw some lines in. Let's go ahead and draw some lines. At the moment, I will do a little zone around here because we need to see where we are or where we were in the market. Okay, so this is where we were in the market. This is where we were in the market. And what's this telling you and I? So we saw where on NZD-JPY, we saw price moving to the upside. And we got to this area. And what happened? We saw price come in here and we got rejection right at this level here. Well, we know that we did go past a major cycle level. We went past a major cycle level. And what we are seeing is we keep coming to that area there and price moves up, but it comes back down right at that major cycle level. So I'm going to draw that cycle level in for you to see. Okay, so I'm going to draw that line at that major cycle level. And I'm going to put in our psychological level. And I know if you are aware of psychological levels, it's just another name for a support and resistance. Okay, so has significance to it because that's where banks usually go back to and collect. Yes, they like to come here, and this is where they're doing their business right at this level here. So 83.000, this is where the banks always come and place their orders. Okay, and that is why we tend to find that there are times we come here, we see price coming into this area and rejecting off there. Unless you have some very good momentum like news to push it through, it will tend to get that rejection right here in the market. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we came here, price came here a number of times, and once it came to this level, price rejected and moved to the downside. So it's not a surprise that we came here and price rejected off. So we see price moving at the moment to the downside. And what we can say is that we see that momentum here as well. So that's where we were in the market. This is where we are right now. And I'm going to go and I like marking it up on my 1 hour time frame, just my preference. I like to go and mark up my support and resistance levels on my 1 hour time frame. Just my preference, really. So let's go to the line chart. And we are going to put in our support and resistance in now. Well, here we are putting in our support and resistance. It's Monday morning. Anyone remembers how we look for those support and resistance areas in the market? You want to put that in the chat while I try and find them? While I try and find them, I'm actually changing it to another blue, a lighter blue. Yeah, 3 touches or more. Okay. So if you're very new on this call, you can see that price came here and pushed up. So this is a support. Okay. This is a resistance. Price came here, hit that level, pull down. So that's why it's a resistance. The previous is a support. Price came here and then pushed back to the upside. So we're looking for those support and resistance levels. It has to have a dual function. It has to act as both a support as well as a resistance. And here we have a resistance here. Here we saw resistance. It pushed back before it pushed through. And once again, we saw where we pushed here and price pulled back. And this is a support. Price hit here, pulled up before it pulled down. So this is how we find our support and resistance levels in the market. Let's find another one. Let's find another one. I just did. And another one. And we need to find as many as we can. And that way, when we top down, we will be able to see when price moves up or down, where price is likely to go. So I can put in another one further down. So here we are around here. Good. So now I have put in my support and resistance levels in the market. So when we start our top-down process or top-down analysis, then we know exactly if price is moving up, if it breaks a support and resistance level, it's likely to continue on to the next support and resistance level. If it doesn't break it, then it's likely to come back to where price is and then maybe later push down once it breaks a support and resistance level. So I'm changing this back to candles. Fibonacci is what we use when we use the BYOB cash out strategy. And you can see I've put them all in for now, and it's for me to top down. So here we are topping down. So now we are on the 1 hour time frame. You can see how price glides between those. Those candles are like my gliding candles. You see how they move between these support and resistance levels? They do glide between them. So this is how we can make our money in the market and catch our pips. So if we top down, look at this 15-minute time frame. You see what is happening here. Price is correcting itself. Can you see how it nicely touched our support and resistance level here? It's pulled back to that level. Now, if it breaks this level, the body of the candle, if it breaks this level and continues to go up, then you know price is continuing to correct. And if it breaks this level again and continue to go up, then you know price is going to come at least to the next support and resistance level, which is here. So ladies and gentlemen, we love drawing our support and resistance levels because it shows us at what level price will correct to. Once it breaks the support and resistance level, and I'm talking the body of the candle, it is likely to move up to the next support and resistance level in the market. So you know when you can get in to take your trade for the sell. So again, we're going to wait to see if the body of this candle breaks this support and resistance, then it means price is going to continue correcting. And if it breaks this one, it corrects again up to here. And this is where we would expect to see where it will correct to. And then, of course, we can see our pips falling again. Now, our time frame for entry is our 5-minute time frame. Look at that. We see that price here is now overbought on our stochastic. What do I mean by overbought? Well, we saw price moving up, 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 and we came to the 80 marker. When we get to the 80 marker, what usually happens is that we come to this territory, this area, where we call it overbought. It's been buying, come to the 80 marker. We see that it's now in that area where it's overbought, and we're really expecting price to move down. However, we must wait to see if price will move down and break this support and resistance level. Once again, all our time frames must be in alignment. Our 4 hour, our 1 hour, our 15 minutes, they must all be in alignment. So on the 15-minute, you must have 3 indicators in alignment, and on the others, we look for 2. And the 5 minutes or time frame of entry, once again, we must wait to see that we have our 2 indicators in agreement or in alignment for that sell. Starting with the stochastic, our leading indicator, we must see the blue line below the red line pointing downwards. And of course, we must see our red candle. And for those new to trading, we must see a flat top, or should see a flat top red candle. That way you'll be able to get into the trade and be able to be profitable. Now that we have gone through NZD JPY for that potential sell, go ahead and drop it in the chat to let me know if you were able to follow through on NZD JPY for that potential sell. Let us see if you were able to follow. Okay, anyone else? Okay, that's looking good. And so we are going to move on to another trade, ladies and gentlemen. So since the class we've done last week, how many of you have been drawing your support and resistance level? If you have, put some fire emojis, because at least one fire emoji, because that's going to help you on this trading journey. This is how you are going to gain the knowledge, the confidence with this skill set. So if you've started, if you haven't started, then you haven't. But if you have, put those fire emojis in the chat for me. Okay? And we're now going to look at another trade setup. So here we are, and we are knowing that there is going to be Euro speeches at 10 a.m. I want to look at a Euro pair. So Euro pair it is. There is a speech at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and one at noon. So I would love to see what that speech is going to do today. But we're going to look at Euro JPY. Now you can see my watch list. So it's in alphabetical order. So here we are, Euro JPY. Okay. So once again, we are going to go on to our 15-minute time frame. And you can see that clearly we have to look for 3 indicators to be in alignment or in agreement, starting with our stochastic. And again, we must see that blue line push below the red line pointing downwards. We must see a red candle with a flat top. So again, do not forget 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're expecting some news. So we need to see a red candle with a flat top, PSAR at the top. So we're aware that our 15-minute time frame is not yet ready. So let's move on. Where are we moving on to? Where are we moving on to? Which time frame? So we already conclude the 15-minute time frame is not yet ready. For a potential sell, we expect the stochastic. The blue line should be below the red line pointing downwards in a downward direction, and we should see a red candle with a flat top. And on top of that, we should see a PSAR at the top. So we need to have 3 indicators in agreement or in alignment. Correct. We're moving on to the 1 hour time frame, which is our time frame of confluence. And what we can say is our time frame of confluence is not yet ready. We're quite happy to wait for news, but at the moment, we are not yet ready. We are seeing a blue line above the red line pointing up, and we must see the blue line below the red line pointing downwards. And on top of that, we must see a red candle. We do not have to have a flat top red candle as long as it's a red candle. If we have a flat top, it's a bonus. PSAR at the top, it's a bonus. But what I can say is the PSAR is in the right location, but we are waiting for stochastic and the right color candle, and we know we have to wait for that. And as we move along to our bigger time frame, our time frame of authority, what we are seeing is stochastic looks good. We're seeing our blue line pointing below our red line, pointing downwards, and we're seeing a red candle. That's all we really need. And what I can say is that we do have a flat top red candle, PSAR at the top. That's just additional, bonus, basically. So we are happy that we're seeing a red candle and we're getting a bit of bonus. And of course, additional confirmation, which is another bonus there. So we're looking good on the 4 hour time frame. So ladies and gentlemen, you know my preference is to draw my support and resistance on my 1 hour time frame. Okay, so I know you already know what we're doing when we draw our lines on for the support and resistance. We're looking for those support and not just support, not just resistance, but support and resistance levels in the market. So we're looking for those touches. We are looking for those touches. Let's find them. Okay, so this is where we are right now. So I'm seeing resistance there. So let me put that. This is a support right there. Support, resistance, resistance. So I'm going to put that in. Support and resistance. Okay. And I'm putting in another one. Okay, let's move down a bit. Okay. Around here. Because it did push up a little there. So let me catch it there. Okay. Let's move along down. Catch another. This is a support. That's a resistance. Okay, that's my support there. And that's my resistance there. So let's move into seeing where we can. So there I see support. Support, 2 supports there. So maybe to the left, we might see the resistance. And if I come down some more, we can see resistance and support right here. Okay. And I'll just drop one at the bottom because I'm seeing this one. I'm seeing support there. Okay. And I'm sure if you look to the left, you will see that resistance to the left. Okay, so now we have drawn our lines in. I am going to go back to my 4 hour just to check if it looks neat enough. Okay. I think I could push this down a little bit closer there. Yeah, so it's nicer and neat. So now I'm back on to my Hikanachi candles. You can see where I am on the 4 hour. But first, let me just make a note of where we are or where we were in the market. So let me put my zone in right here. This is where we were in the market. That's where we were in the market. Clearly, you can see those price rejections there, right where I put my zone. That's where we were getting those price rejections. And we were rejecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We tried here as well, 6. And what happened? Price moved to the downside. Okay? Price was moving to the downside. So pretty much what's happening, we know now why price has moved to the downside. And let's see, at the end of the day, we know why we are actually experiencing price moving to the downside. 4 hour, we know we see some momentum at the moment. And when we top down to the 1 hour time frame, what are we seeing? We saw that price was moving down, 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 down. And at some point, ladies and gentlemen, when price is moving down, you expect price to do what? What do we expect price to do when you see price moving down, 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 down? What do you expect? So, you know it's not going to move down forever. So what do we expect to happen? Drop it in the chat. Let's see if you're thinking what I am thinking. So, correction. Yes, we're expecting correction to happen there. So price was moving down, down, down on the 1 hour. And this candle gave you an idea. We call them our doji candles. Gave you an idea that you could expect a correction to take place. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see price correcting. And can you see the body of this candle breaking that support and resistance level? So we are expecting price to come to the next support and resistance level here because we have seen the body, not the wick, but the body of the candle breaking this support and resistance level. So we are expecting it to move to the next support and resistance level. So again, we must wait for price to correct. And again, if it breaks this support and resistance, then we're expecting it to move to the next one. Okay? And it's time to top down now to the 15-minute time frame. Can you see on the 15-minute time frame what I have just said? You expected it to break. We saw the body breaking it on the 15 minutes. And the next candle is likely to push up to the next support and resistance level. So we know we have to wait on the 15-minute time frame. We must wait for 3 indicators to be in agreement or in alignment before price moves down again. So we must wait. It's likely to hit this support and resistance. And once it does, if it breaks it, we're expecting it to move to the next one. Okay? And now we must wait for 3 indicators to be in agreement or in alignment. It's time to move to our 5 minutes. So remember, your 15 minutes must have 3 indicators in agreement or in alignment. And you can see on the 5-minute time frame, once again, price was correcting, and we are now overbought on the 5-minute time frame. So we are waiting now to have 2 indicators on the 5-minute time frame. Again, stochastic or leading indicator. We must see the blue line push below the red line pointing downwards, and we must see a red candle. For those who are new to trading, then I would suggest a red candle with a flat top. And of course, all the time frames must be in agreement. The 4 hour, the 1 hour, again, 2 indicators must be in agreement. On the bigger time frames, 15 minutes, you must have 3 indicators in agreement or in alignment. And the 5-minute time frame must have 2 indicators in agreement or in alignment. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've been able to follow through, go ahead and drop your 555s in the chat. We have just looked at analyzing NZD-JPY and Euro-JPY. Remember, there is news on Euro. I suggest you wait for the news and see what happens. Again, we are following the fundamentals because they move the market, but they also rule the market. So we've come to the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. The day doesn't end there. Today is Monday, Money Making Monday. And at 9 a.m., once again, we have another call, and it is going to be our trade whisperer that will be on this morning. I'm looking out for you all to come on board, join the call. There is so much to learn. There is so much that there is for you to understand about this skill set. Once you master it, you can help so many other people. And I know that you want to. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you enjoyed the session as much as I did. As much as I did. I hope you did. As much as I did. And yes, we're at the top of the hour. But just let me mention that on Thursday morning this week, 5:30 a.m., we have another educator who will be doing the 5:30 session. That is 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that is going to be Dr. Kirk Graham. So I want you all to tune in as well on Thursday, because you're going to be hearing a different voice on Thursday morning. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We look forward to seeing you all. Make sure you turn this morning into a money-making Monday morning. We look forward to seeing you at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when the Trade Whisperer herself comes on to do the call. I want you all to have a great money-making Monday. And ladies and gentlemen, it was great to have you all on board today. We had a lovely session, an exciting one, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning again at the same time. Have a wonderful and blessed day.